So while I'm thinking about it, one of the things I can mention is mindset. I'm gonna be talking about mindset all the time. You might get sick of it, but I want to encourage. So here's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be trying not to tell you what to do. I'm gonna tell you what I've been doing, and it's been helping me surf huge waves. Like I said, ride my bike all over the country. West Coast. I did a West Coast trip too on a beach cruiser. All kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm just getting started. I just retired from the military. And I feel like now that I'm out of the military, there is nothing stopping me at all from pushing myself like way beyond what I have in the past. I'm thinking about rides to Alaska, rides to South America, all kinds of crazy stuff. In the past, I really had to be careful because if I got hurt, then one of my teammates had to take over for me, or people had to do work for me. I used to do a lot of law enforcement stuff. So, and we didn't have very many qualified people. So if I got hurt, it really, if anybody got hurt, it really affected our teams. And so I would surf really big waves, or I would do some pretty crazy things. But it was always me thinking about my team, and I really put a lot of limitations on myself. So now I'm ready to push myself even further. And one of the things that I found out is that it's okay, it's totally okay, luckily, to fail. In fact, I worked with a team, a law enforcement team, where basically they would push you to failure every day. The training was based off of the Army Rangers and the SEAL team style of training. It was, in a lot of ways, it mimicked what they did, but just not to the extent that they did, because we didn't have the time to get ready like they did. We'd have to go do something, and law enforcement wise, and we only had a couple days or a couple weeks to get ready. We didn't have years or months, so we had to push it to our limits like quick, and then we had to find our weaknesses and then fix them. The idea also was to find the weaknesses of each teammate so that the whole team knew what the teammate would struggle with. For example, sleep deprivation, hypothermia, heat exhaustion. We'd get into all those situations and go do mock takedowns of like drug boats and things like that. And I tell you what, you don't know your limits until somebody puts you in really cold water for a long time, and then you see how fast it affects you in comparison to other people. Say there was people that were much thinner than me on my team, and gosh, they were having a rough time when the water was cold. In addition to not eating, and in addition to sleep deprivation. So we'd each find out, I found out quick, I already knew, I could have told everybody, my weakness was running. My strength was swimming. And so that had its benefits in some training, and with the swimming did, and the running, it was painful. It was painful, like career in the Coast Guard, not being able to run, because we used to run all the time, especially at that unit. So, but eventually I got to 28 miles, and I was going to go even further, but my cousin, who was the runner, decided he wanted to start doing other things. So I was going to try and go for like 40 or 80 miles, but like I said, he switched to other things, and then I just got back into surfing again, or more paddleboarding. So when I talk about mindset, one of the things I want to encourage you to think about is that it's okay to fail. In fact, every day when I was on my 2.5-year trip, I pushed myself every day to failure. Not just myself, but my equipment. So I was pushing my bike to failure. I was pushing me to failure. I was pushing the bike accessories to failure, clothing to failure. Because once I pushed something to failure, then I found out its weak point. say at a rim, I didn't know about bike equipment, I didn't know about bike gear, I didn't know about myself, but I'd find out where the failure was, and then I would fix it, and I would either replace the equipment because it broke, or I would upgrade the equipment. Let's take a seat, for example. I was trying to ride on a padded gel seat for half of the East Coast, and then I finally broke down and took people's advice and bought a hard leather seat. That leather seat, in conjunction with some nice riding shorts, felt like butter. It just like blew my mind, because the padded gel seat, all it does is make it like chafes your legs, and it chafes your butt. So it was just torture. Even though it was soft, it was torture. And then you ride on a really nice Brooks leather seat with some nice shorts. Oh man, it was just like, it was so different. It's like having a nice pair of leather shoes that if you wear them enough, finally they'll feel good. Or a baseball glove, same thing. Leather baseball glove, eventually it'll fit really good. So with the mindset, I know it's hard in our in American society, Western society in a lot of ways, to fail. People are always saying, don't fail, don't take chances, whatever. I'm going to be going through how I took chances and I pushed towards failure almost every day. There's some really great books by Jocko Willink or David Goggins or other prior Navy SEALs, Special Forces guys, and I didn't realize it, but at the same time I'm trying to push myself to failure, they're writing books about pushing yourself to failure every day. And I was out on the road pushing myself to failure every day, and then I stumbled upon their books, and I was like, here's some guys that are doing the same, they're writing books about the same thing I'm doing right now. And every day I got a little stronger, and every day my bike got a little bit better. Every day it got a little bit easier to fix equipment. Whether I had an RV or my bicycle or whatever it was. Then every day when something broke, I would do the research to strengthen it or fix it. Or when I was dealing with elevation issues, because I'm from sea level, and I was up at 10,000 feet trying to bike ride. Oh, that was tough. But I would study about acclimatization, and I just got stronger every day. Same with paddleboarding. When I first started paddleboarding, my shoulders would get so tight I could barely even move my arms. But eventually I would just push myself a little bit more every day, and eventually that pain completely went away. And when it goes away, once again, it's like a new world, because you're just like, when the pain was there, it felt like, how am I gonna paddleboard? I want to start this, but how am I gonna paddleboard if this is what's gonna feel like every day? But it's not gonna feel like that every day. We just got to develop the new muscles, the new mindset, the new whatever it is, the new way of looking at things, to get to the point where we can where those weaknesses go away and turn into strengths. I remember I couldn't even paddleboard for 35 minutes, and eventually I ended up moving to Hawaii, and I'd surf on the South Shore, North Shore, Makaha, and I'd go out for like 6, 7, 8 hours, and it was like no problem. The only problem I had was food. So I'd paddle in after like 4 hours, go eat some food, especially in Waikiki, go eat some food on shore, and then I'd just keep going out, no problem. But if you would ask me, can I ever picture myself paddling for 8 hours, I said there is no possible way. I can't even paddle for 30 minutes. So those are the things that I'm doing, and I want to help people with their mindset. I've been doing surf lessons for 20 plus years now, and I tell you, people come out there and they have such high expectations of themselves, and when they can't stand up right away, it's just like total defeat. And I'd love to help encourage people to learn how to start slowly and just progress slowly and look at things more long term. Like right now, it's the winter. This is the perfect time to start working out to get ready for learning how to surf in the summer, because the waves are kind of like big and choppy right now. But this summer, they'll be smaller, better for surfing, and it'll be so much warmer, such a better experience. And for this 4 months in the winter, 4, 5, 6 months, people could be working out super hard to get ready for it, doing yoga and cardio exercises, a lot of push-ups, burpees, things like that. And I tell you what, if people were doing that for 6 months, doing it every day with the folks of like, I just want to be in the top shape when summer gets here, late spring, summer, and they try to pop up on a surfboard, it can be a completely different experience. It'd be so much better. But you see, it's like this like long-term look at where I'm going. So it's like, hey, I want to surf in the summer. So I could start to look at these things of, hey, you know what? I'm going to start working out now, getting my mindset ready. I'm going to fail every day, and it's okay. I'm going to push myself to failure. I'm going to find out my weaknesses, and I'm going to find out about it. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to do the workout. I'm going to do whatever I got to do, and I'm going to get there so that by the summer, I'm good to go. So I think I'm going to have to split up this episode 1 into like 3. And the reason being is because all this like mindset and failure and all this stuff, it's just like, I got to explain it in the beginning, because otherwise it's not going to make any sense. If people know where I'm coming from, I'm going to have to find out how to shorten it for each episode. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, because trying to talk about mindset and failure is very difficult for us to get beyond the things that people have said to us in the past, the things that we've said to ourselves in the past. People have said to us that we suck, we're no good, we can't do this, we can't do that, or we've told ourselves those same things. And so trying to get beyond that and trying to start dealing with that now, it's not easy. It is very difficult. It was so difficult for me. Luckily, I didn't have a lot of the public saying I couldn't do things, but it was myself asking me, can I ride my bike to the top of that mesa that's completely remote? I can't barely even breathe at 7,000 feet, and it's like the highest mesa in Utah, in the United States. I was thinking, man, if I climb to the top of that, I might die. So there was myself telling myself, hey, you might get hurt up there. But then it's like, all right, what I got to do to get ready, you know? So I started researching it, started looking at getting acclimatized. I hiked every day for 12 days, a little bit higher each day, and then I just went for it and I made it. When I got up there, I tell you what, oh my gosh, that view on top of, I think it's called it's called Aquarius Mesa, and it's near Bryce Canyon. Gosh, that was amazing. So one day I hope to take you guys up there and show you what it looks like. All right, so lastly, and I'm going to be mentioning this with the little blurb at the beginning of each episode, when you start challenging yourself here, you're taking your body into places that you've never gone before, and that can be very dangerous. So I'm going to encourage you to talk to your doctor, talk to your chiropractor, talk to your therapist, talk to everybody about starting, because this stuff, it could be very dangerous. When I was riding my my bike in the desert in the summer, oh my gosh. In fact, most of the time I was riding my bike, it was so dangerous. But I want to encourage you to start thinking about talking to some professionals about doing some of this stuff and challenging yourself in these areas, because it's gonna push your body and your mind to some extreme lengths. All right, so let's see what's going on with the over near the motorcycles as they're getting ready, and it's almost time to kick off this racing. You're not going to believe it. Not racing, sorry. If I say that, my nephew gets upset. Track riding.